ConMet aluminum casting. When quality is important, when delivery is critical, when service is required. Consolidated Metco.
In the heart of Portland, Oregon, a new venture emerges. In 1964, Freightliner Corporation, a wholly owned subsidiary of Consolidated Freightways, was searching for a solution to make their trucks more lightweight. The answer lay in aluminum castings, a solution that nobody could supply in the marketplace. Consolidated Metco Inc. was founded by Freightliner to create these castings. The company's first aluminum casting was poured by then-Governor Mark O. Hatfield on Dedication Day. The Rivergate plant, located north of downtown Portland, was dedicated on June 22, 1964, marking the inception of a legacy in lightweight aluminum casting and manufacturing.
And the reason lightweight was so important was that if the truck's 100 pounds lighter, with the weight laws, you can carry 100 pounds more freight. That was really the first part of ConMet, which is a component supplier to Freightliner, and at the time, primarily aluminum. Yeah, I was president for a number of years at ConMet. Before that, at Freightliner, and before that, I worked for IBM for a number of years.
And I was at Fort Bliss for 2 years, and after that, then we went back to Spokane, and I was with a sand foundry, and Foundry was eventually acquired by ConMet.
Worked for IBM for about 14 years. I was kind of trying to figure out what I was going to do, where I was going to go. A buddy of mine, an IBMer, was up in Portland, and his account was CF. They were looking for a guy to run their computer system for them.
A decade plus into its journey, ConMet expanded manufacturing by acquiring Future Products, now known as the Clackamas Facility and Monroe Aluminum Products, a subsidiary of Sydney Aluminum. ConMet began its venture into structural foam by acquiring the Cashiers facility, solidifying its presence in the industry.
They wanted to expand ConMet and get into the East. They asked me to go back there, and I was going to be vice president of Eastern Operations. Well, it was 15 months, and a series of things happened in Portland. So they asked me to come out and be vice president of ConMet. And the year after that, I was president of ConMet from 1976 till 1981.
ConMet enters a new phase as it is acquired by Daimler Benz of Stuttgart, Germany.
Well, Bob and Mike and I were all senior execs at Freightliner. After being there a while, we just decided that it was time to maybe do something different, be on our own, and be a little bit more in charge of our own destiny.
One time we even thought about buying a car dealership.
We didn't really find anything that lit our fire. So, we were talking, we said, you know what, we ought to think about ConMet.
Bob kept talking about, well, maybe we ought to buy ConMet. I said, they'll never sell ConMet.
And one of the reasons we wanted to take it private was, as long as it was owned by Freightliner, it was pretty much a captive supplier. But by being independent, then we were able to go out and market to other customers.
We approached Peter Rupp, who was running Freightliner at the time.
He said, you guys are crazy. Why would you leave the comfort of a big company like Daimler Benz and want to go off on your own? I just don't understand. So we went out and borrowed a whole pile of money, more than any one of the three of us could even imagine.
We're actually scared to death and owe a lot of money, and we're running this company, and Bob's the only one that knows anything about it.
Life's full of opportunities, and you just need to grab one that you think's a good one, and we did.
In a pivotal move, ConMet transitions to private ownership, gaining the flexibility to drive growth and innovation independently.
Well, at the time, it was just to be a premier component supplier to the truck business. It wasn't any great MBA kind of a company. We just wanted a good place to work.
We wanted to make ConMet more of an engineering, technically capable company where we could go to customers and not be a foundry, but being looked at a parts supplier that had it all together.
You take a look at a little bitty pop stand like ours, and we're taking on Kaiser Industry, Kaiser Aluminum.
Guys always tease me because I said, well, we probably only need to spend $500,000 or so a year in capital expenditures, and we ended up spending like a couple million.
We needed capital to grow, and that was kind of the thing that drove because we were dealing with big customers that had big growth requirements, and so we needed a way to get to the capital markets.
We were doing well, but in order to do well, you got to have some cash resources too.
And Varlin was the guys that came to the party. Ed came in and said, hey, do we want to take a look at it? He brought it up 2 or 3 times, and finally we said, what would hurt to just listen?
They said, look, we aren't just buying the company, we're buying you guys, and we want you to run the business.
Varlin Corporation of Illinois acquires ConMet, infusing new resources and opportunities. This acquisition marks a significant milestone, expanding ConMet's reach and capabilities. Join us for part 2 in our series, The History of ConMet, as we explore the company's next pivotal milestones and the people who defined our legacy.